Deep in the ancient forests of Western Ireland, where the sun disappears early and the trees stand older than memory, something watches from the darkness. Something patient, something curious, something inhuman. When a young woman named Mina takes the wrong road at the wrong time, she finds herself stranded in a place the locals avoid, a place swallowed by legends. By dawn, she's no longer just lost. She's trapped inside a world where the forest is alive, the rules are absolute, and the wrong choice could turn you into something unrecognizable. Tonight, we're diving into the eerie, shape-shifting mystery of The Watchers, 2024, a story of identity, survival, mimicry, and the terrifying question. What happens when the things watching you want to become you? Let's begin. Meet Mina, a 28-year-old American living alone in Galway, Ireland. She works at a pet shop, spends her nights wearing disguises, wigs, and costumes, and avoids confronting the painful past she left behind, an accident that took her mother's life and scarred her sister permanently. Mina blames herself. Every day she hides behind personas, slipping into characters like masks to avoid who she really is. Her latest assignment is simple: drive a rare golden kana, a parrot named Darwin, to a zoo across the country. But the road isn't kind to her. Miles of untouched forest stretch in every direction, and before long, Mina's car sputters, coughs, and dies in the middle of nowhere. Her phone has no service. Civilization is gone. As she wanders into the trees searching for help, the forest grows strangely quiet, a silence too heavy, too deliberate, as if the woods themselves are holding their breath. That's when she sees it. A concrete shelter hidden among the trees. No windows. Only a narrow steel door. A sign reads simply. Inside, Mina meets Madeline, an older woman who pulls her in before nightfall hits, locking the door tight behind them. Two others live in this strange bunker: Sierra, a quiet young woman weighed down by worry, and Daniel, the group's restless troublemaker. Mina demands answers. Madeline's voice is calm, but her words are chilling. At night, the Watchers come. And if you're outside after dark, they'll take you. When Mina asks who, or what, the Watchers are, Madeline simply gestures to the enormous, floor-to-ceiling one-way mirror that faces the forest. They like to watch us, she says. So we stand here every night. We let them look. And we survive. The rules are clear. 1. Never leave the coop after dark. 2. Stand in front of the mirror every night so the Watchers can observe you. 3. Never enter the underground burrows. 4. Never break the routine. They learn from everything we do. Mina thinks it's ridiculous. But then the sun sets. And the forest starts to wake up. Rising action, suspense builds, mysteries broaden, rules tighten. Night falls fast and heavy. Like a curtain pulled over the world. Inside the coop, the group lines up silently facing the one-way glass. Mina feels foolish, until the temperature drops. The walls begin to tremble, gently at first. Something brushes the mirror from the outside. Not a hand. Not an animal. But a shape. A silhouette with too many fingers and limbs too slender to belong to a person. The Watchers don't speak. They only stare. And when they're displeased, the mirror cracks. Over the following days, Mina tries everything to escape. But the deeper she walks into the forest, the more twisted and identical the trees become. Every direction leads right back to the co-op. Like the forest is folding around her. During daylight, the group scavenges for food, water, or any clue of civilization. Tension grows between them, especially as Mina pushes back against Madeline's strict rules. One afternoon, Mina and Daniel discover a strange opening in the ground, a tunnel leading into the burrows. Against the rules, they crawl inside. The air changes, colder, thicker. The walls are clawed. Bones and stolen belongings from past human victims litter the tunnels: a camera, a boot, a rusted bicycle. Mina is filming with the found camcorder when she sees it in the darkness. A pale hand, with 6 long fingers, reaching for her. They run. That night, Daniel sets up the camcorder facing the mirror. He wants to capture the watcher's appearance. But breaking the rules comes with consequences. When night falls, something new appears outside the coop. A man. Sierra instantly recognizes him. John. Her missing husband. He begs to be let in, insisting he's alive, that he escaped. But Madeline is furious, convinced that this is not John at all, but a watcher mimicking human form. The creatures have been learning their behavior, and are now trying to talk their way inside. Sierra collapses in tears. She believes her husband is outside freezing to death. Madeline warns her. That is not your husband. That thing is wearing him like a memory. The watchers grow restless that night. The mirror shakes violently. Hairline fractures spread through the glass. Something wants to come in. The group barely survives until dawn. Days pass. Supplies run low. Sierra's grief deepens. Mina becomes increasingly suspicious of Madeline. How does she know so much? Why is she so confident? Why does she never fear the watchers? Finally, under pressure, Madeline confesses. The watchers aren't just monsters. They are changelings, ancient fey creatures who once lived freely above ground. They flew with wings, elegant and intelligent, but were forced underground by humans long ago. Enraged and trapped in darkness, they evolved into mimicry-obsessed creatures who study humans at night and hide during the day. Their greatest desire is simple. Become human. Replace humans. Become the dominant species again. And the coop. It isn't a sanctuary. It's a stage. A viewing chamber where the watchers observe how humans eat, speak, love, argue, mourn, every detail they need to replicate. Mina realizes something terrifying. They aren't just being watched. They're being studied. Climax, the big reveal, twists, life or death decisions. The breaking point comes one night when Daniel, frustrated and desperate, locks Mina and Madeline outside in the forest before sunset, trapping Sierra inside with him. As the last rays of light vanish, the woods come alive. Mina and Madeline hide between trees as pale figures slither out of the burrows, swarming toward the co-op, dozens of them. They crowd the glass, pounding, cracking, scraping, furious that the humans are out of position. Inside, Sierra screams. Daniel tries to hold the door shut. The mirror finally shatters, and chaos erupts. Mina and Madeline force their way back in as the watchers flood the co-op. The group escapes downward, through a hidden floor panel that Madeline reveals under pressure. Beneath the coop lies something no one expected. A secret laboratory. Dusty monitors. Old videotapes. Research notes. And a name repeated over and over. Professor Rory Kilmartin. The coop wasn't built for protection. It was built by Kilmartin as a controlled environment, a human terrarium, to observe how the watchers adapt to imitation. On one of the monitors, Kilmartin appears in an old recording. His voice trembles. They are evolving faster than I predicted. They study us, mimic us, become us. If they escape this forest, humanity will not survive. He gives one last instruction. Follow the golden bird. Darwin knows the way to a boat he prepared for escape. With the watchers closing in on the lab, Mina, Sierra and Daniel flee into the forest following Darwin's bright yellow feathers. But the watchers are faster. They hunt by imitation. They whisper familiar voices in the dark. One of them wears Daniel's friend's face. One wears Sierra's husband's shape. They are no longer confined to the night. They are learning to walk by day. In the chaos, Daniel falls behind. When Mina turns back, she sees him being dragged away by a creature imitating her sister's voice. Sierra is devastated, but Mina pushes them forward. At last, they reach the abandoned boat hidden in the reeds. Freedom is close. The sun is rising. But then, Madeline catches up. Except, it isn't Madeline. Right in front of them, Madeline begins to morph, her bones shifting, her face stretching into Sierra's, then Daniel's, then Mina's own reflection. She was never human. Madeline is the legendary Day Watcher, the only changeling who can survive sunlight. She infiltrated the Coop months ago to study humans more closely. She attacks, her body stretching and folding like wet clay. Mina and Sierra fight her desperately. The creature mimics Mina's voice perfectly. It mimics her mother. It mimics her childhood self. The battle is brutal, primal, desperate. Finally, Mina manages to injure the Day Watcher just long enough for her and Sierra to shove her into the water, where the rising sun weakens her. The creature screeches and sinks beneath the waves. The forest goes silent. For now, it's over. Dawn washes the forest in pale gold. Mina and Sierra stand at the edge of the world they narrowly escaped, trembling, bloodied, and forever changed. Darwin, the little golden Kana, takes off into the sky, circling once above Mina before disappearing into the horizon. She sets him free, symbolic of releasing the guilt and pain she carried for years. Mina has survived the Watchers. But she's also confronted the one thing she ran from her whole life. Herself. She no longer hides behind characters. She no longer escapes into costumes. In that forest, every mask was stripped away until only Mina remained. Sierra begins her long journey home. Mina walks toward a new future that she finally feels brave enough to face. But the camera lingers on the trees. Deep in the forest, something moves. A familiar shadow. A familiar shape. A hand, with 6 fingers. The Day Watcher is still alive. And now, she has seen humans. Up close. She has touched them, fought them, learned from them.